WITC New Richmond. I'm going to go over some chainsaw preventative maintenances that you should go through every time before you go out to the woods. I'm going to start out with sharpening your chain. I believe you should sharpen your chain every 2 tankfuls of gas. One way of doing it is you can get a hand file like this here, and you can go along and follow the contour of the blade here, just a couple strokes. New tool I like to use is this little like Dremel tool here. It's battery operated. You plug it onto your car. Nice thing is it has all your angles and degrees on here, and you just touch it up real quick. All you do is by placing it on the saw here in the groove, you line up your degrees here on usually they're 30 degrees, and all you do is just turn it on and just make one little quick touch. You should do that like every 2 tankfuls of gas to keep the saw running real well. The biggest thing is you want to keep your chain throwing chips and not sawdust. Another thing I'm going to show you is you should have an air compressor, and what you should do is you should blow all the sawdust around through here out. What happens if it gets built up with sawdust, these little fins here won't be able to cool the motor the way it is. Then you start getting hot spots in the cylinder, and you can ruin the piston and everything. Once you get that all blown out, what you should do is pull your air breather out. This here is a new air filter. You can see how nice and clean it is. This is a dirty one. By having a dirty one will cause the motor to run what they call lean, doesn't supply enough lubrication to the cylinder, and you can ruin a piston on that. Another thing that you should do once in a great while is by checking the air filter or the fuel filters. I have a few different ones here. The fuel filter is in the gas tank here. What you do is take a little wire, you pull it up and support it. This here is a clean fuel filter. This fuel filter here is somewhat dirty. This here is a very dirty fuel filter. You don't want to have a very dirty fuel filter. That's another reason why the motor will run lean. Not enough oil mixture in the gas, and that will also cause issues with your running of the motor. Once you get done checking that, another aspect you should go over is you should pull your chain cover off and clean in here. I've already removed the bolts off this, but as you can see on this saw here how dirty it is. You should clean that up, get all the dirt and everything out. Because right here is where your oiler is for lubricating your chain and your bar. If this becomes plugged up, then your bar runs dry, and it just doesn't operate the way it should be. I got a cylinder head here that's out of a motor, so I can show you a little bit more of the reasoning why you need to blow way down. Because right down in here is where a lot of the sawdust will build up, and then it cannot cool, and that causes a lot of heat in the cylinder. So just give you a little close-up view of that. That's just a couple things that I recommend on doing your chainsaw before you go out every weekend and cut down some wood. So thank you very much for watching my video.